You see, somehow the world will change for me and be so wonderful. Okay, hold on. What was that on? To another episode of Shit Happens. It's just me, just the guy, Jaycup. You know, Brendon not here, but that's not really a big deal to y'all, right? You're getting used to this by now, right? Anyway, just like in last video, if you watched it, if you haven't, please go check that out. So just like last video, what was I saying? Right. If you don't like, comment, and subscribe, your mother doesn't love you. Why doesn't she love you? Because why are you not supporting a small creator? It doesn't, it doesn't take none of your money. It's only taking like a little bit of your time. A little bit of your time is only me watching, like, you know what I'm saying, your little favorite show or something. You know what I'm saying? The show's probably already ended. You just binge watching something that's already dead. You know what I'm saying? This is still going and ongoing. So if you watch this now, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It'll keep going. It'll be ongoing every week to week to week. Instead of you watching a show that's already dead, that ain't being made, that ain't doing nothing, it ain't going nowhere, just sitting there waiting for you to watch. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not going nowhere to sit. The show is literally sitting there. But you just gotta binge watch it. Like, nah, just come watch me real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just come watch me real quick and get back to your show. And, sometimes you need a binge break. You do not need to be in bed all day, 12 hours straight, watching that show anyway. Just come watch me real quick. Come watch me and Brendon and a guest, possibly. And give yourself a little bit of break from binge watching that show, because sometimes y'all be watching seasons on seasons in the day. I think y'all should just limit yourself to like a season a day. But anyway, this is not what I came to talk about today. Even though I'm wearing scarlet, gray, and white with the red shorts on, I came to talk about green flags. In, relationships, friendships, type of thing. So we're gonna jump into it. But before that, I will tell y'all that Brendon is gonna fill you in on why he's not here.
Hey guys, sorry I wasn't on the podcast this weekend with Jaycup. I mean, I'll still this clip or one I will still be in the podcast, but I won't physically be there with Jaycup because I had my cousin's funeral on Saturday, so it was kind of a rough day and I didn't really want to be around anyone. But yeah, so I wasn't there for the podcast this weekend, but and this might be how a lot of the podcasts go, where I'm sending Jaycup like a short clip of the topic or whatever, because since I'm working 50 hours a week, it is going to be hard to come on Saturdays, especially with Saturdays being my only open day or whatnot. Oh, we all had a lovely week, and
Top 5 green flags, in my opinion. So, number 1 to me is they listen well. Listening is an important part of communication, because, like, listening is an important part of communication because of the fact that if you're texting somebody, like, they might not get your tone unless you put, emojis and stuff like that. They might not get your tone, or they might not read it in your voice. They're reading it in the voice of you instead of like actually knowing how you're saying it. Because me, I don't like using emojis, so like a lot of people might think I'm angrier or something. Like, it's just like, I don't really like using emojis in my text messages, so the way I come off in text messages may seem a little harsh or aggressive, but I'm not. Like, I'm really just usually saying what I mean in the messages in a clear and concise way without using emojis, because emojis, they don't really add anything for me unless I'm laughing. Then I'll use the laughing emoji, or like smiling. I'll usually use the laughing emoji. That's the only emoji I really use. Other than that, I don't really use any other emojis. But the point is that listening is an important part of communication. So if you can't listen, then there's no way you can respond in the right way. In my opinion, of course, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In my opinion, if you don't listen well, then you can't respond well to the questions being asked to you. And then the second thing is another green flag is having a high self-awareness. Having high self-awareness to me is very important because of the fact that not a lot of people have that. Most people say they are self-aware, but when it comes down to it, they're either in denial, like a denial in their head, or like in some way, shape, or form in denial, like they're just they're in their head, or they're not really like present in the moment. They're thinking ahead. They're thinking ahead. They're living in the past. They're not really here, present in the moment. And so, being self-aware and being present and being like honestly real with yourself instead of you know what I'm saying, you have a usual conversation. You're like, hey, what's up? How's it going? Oh, good. You know, good. I mean, you don't have to tell everybody business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, don't tell yourself you're good when I don't think you should lie to yourself. I think you should assess where you are, and if you're like trying to get better, of course, you know, give yourself positive affirmations and everything like that. But I don't feel like you have to trick yourself into thinking you're good, rather than just being aware that, okay, this is where I'm at, this is where I need to go, and this is like the mindset I need to get there. That's just my opinion, though. They take active steps towards being better. That's another green flag for me, because of the fact that, like, if you're not growing and you're just stagnant and not moving forward, and like if you said you want to be organized last year and you're not taking any steps to be, you know, look at the little meticulous things and get more tidied up and neat, then at that point you're definitely going insane, because you can't keep repeating the same stuff. You can't keep repeating the same steps expecting a different result, because of the fact that there's no possible way you could say that I want to be neat and then not take the steps to either get a cleaning schedule or a routine, or some type of organizer, or some type of file system. There has to be something in your life that changes. If you say you want to be neat, you want to get more neat and clean up and more organized within a certain span of time. And if you make no steps, then that's obviously not growing. I feel like growing as a person is very important, and that's a very green and good sign of anyone, whether it's a relationship or friend. You both have your own lives. Some people will come in your life and they'll like lean on you heavy like a crutch. And sometimes if you can handle that, that's okay. But a lot of people a lot of people, I feel like, this is not me knowing everything, because I'm not all knowing, but a lot of people I feel like can't handle, being leaned on when they just got, like, you shouldn't trauma, I feel like you shouldn't trauma dump. Don't trauma dump on anybody. Don't just, hey, I got, I don't really know, so I can't really think of an example of trauma dumping, because I feel like I get trauma dumped on, but I don't remember the stories, because I listen, but I don't really try to save it to my brain, because I don't really want to think of them in a negative light, like they're all trauma and no positive. So I just usually kind of try to throw it away after we're done with the conversation. But if anybody's just constantly just like, hey, my cat died, then my parrot died, then this died, then that died, it's like, okay, but how are you feeling? Are you like, well, I just got another one. Well, did that make it better? Did that heal your wound? Are you past, your relationship with, Roger the parrot? Like, I don't really know. Like, sometimes people, if all they do is chop it up on you, I feel like you should try to be like, hey, I understand that things go bad in your life, but this is, work, or this is this place. Can we just, if you want to talk about this, can we talk about this on a different day or in a different setting? Because every time you talk to me, it's just, well, this happened to me, and this happened to me, and this happened to me. Like, people do need to vent, but you're not, some people, me personally, I feel like I'm not equipped to be your therapist and all these other things into one. You need to figure that on your own. And of course I care, but I have my own life too. If all we do is trade trauma, and we're not actually having a friendship of positivity and, going forward and moving forward and, being happy in life, then we're honestly not good friends for each other. The last thing is, it was a green flag in relationship / friendship, is they're comfortable about talking about their feelings. Like, if they have a problem with you, they come to you. They don't sit there and go to other people outside of the relationship, because the relationship honestly is between you and them. It shouldn't have all these other people in it. That's in your relationship. It shouldn't have all these other people in it. All these other people, know everything about this, everything about your relationship, then it's not a relationship, it's a sinking ship. You need to be comfortable talking about your feelings one-on-one. If you're not comfortable talking about your feelings one-on-one, you don't need to be in the relationship / friendship. There should be no reason somebody's talking behind your back about you to another group of people when you're not present, unless they've already said it to you and spoke to you. But even then, it's a little like, why are you talking to people that don't understand, or they have they might understand what I'm going through, but they're not me. Like, unless there's no situation where somebody should be talking about you while you're not there, especially if they wouldn't say it to your face. There's no reason, there's no moral reason, in my opinion, that no one should be talking about you to a group of people and you're not present. They want to have an intervention for you, great. Have it when you're there, not when you leave. Man, I'm just so tired of hearing about blah, blah, blah. Like, no, just, everyone needs to vent, but not everybody needs to vent to each other. Everybody needs to figure out their own thoughts and actually process them, instead of just hearing something and spreading it out to the world. There's no reason for that. We need to become better. at actually, number one, helping people and getting them the help they need, and number two, actually processing information, getting through it, and learning how to navigate the situation by either having a one-on-one with the person that you actually need to have the one-on-one with, or maybe saying to the friends that know about the situation already that, hey, we need to all possibly have our one-on-ones and then come together and see if we can come to a solution, because that is what we want, the solution. We don't want the person to be going through. But honestly, everybody is their own, everyone should be their own hero. You shouldn't rely on anyone to pull you out of an addiction or anything like that. You should be able to pull yourself out of your rut. Of course, we all need help sometimes, but if you need help all the time, then you should be looking at you and not you and the people you're around. And that's all the green flags and all the advice I would say that I want to give for the day. And so now I want to say, if you can't find us on Instagram, Twitter, X. You can't find us on Instagram, X, TikTok, Twitch, audio platforms. It is Sh1t Happens TV. That's Sh1t Happens TV. Sh1t Happens TV on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and audio platforms, things like that. We have a link tree you can find on our Instagram and our YouTube page. We also have another link for this. It's it's a energy drink thing that I've only sampled like one of them, so I can't really say that I've sampled it too much, but when I tried it so far, it's been good for me. As I become a dad, I'm gonna try it more, so I'll give y'all the update on that. But there's also a link on our YouTube as well for that. And yeah, that's all I really had today. Thank you for tuning in. If you don't subscribe, your mother doesn't love you. And no matter what in life, shit happens. I'll see you guys later. Hopefully Brendon will be back. The Florida thing is an ongoing thing. So yeah, I'm out. See you guys later.